Good afternoon. Podcast in a bit of a bum steer. What a crowd to follow. Penn State and Dave Phelps. So I'm going to give it my best shot anyway. So sit back, strap yourself in. I'll go through it as fast as I can. We are here today to celebrate Schools Bundle 4. That's the view we've taken ourselves. We're incredibly proud of it, and we are delighted to be shortlisted for the event as well. Okay, Schools Bundle 4. So my name is Michael Murphy, by the way. Simon Trishler was supposed to be up here speaking as well, but he chickened out, so he's sitting down there. Okay, so where? So what is Schools Bundle 4? So Schools Bundle 4, it's 4 sites, 34,000 square metres, 45 acres, 70 million capex, 2.5 million opex per annum, approximately, give or take. So it is a, let me just move on briefly here. Actually, yeah, go to some pictures actually to show you where the sites are. So first one up we have Carrick-on-Suir. It's in the home of the All-Ireland Hurling Champions, which is Tipperary, only just. Next up we of course have Tulla in County Clare, then Dundalk in County Louth, and last but certainly not least, the Skibbereen in the People's Republic of Cork. So 4 fine facilities, you know, and they pose a significant challenge for BAM. Last picture we have here would be one of the GP areas within Dundalk as well. So give you some flavour of size, nature of the schools, the type of finishes we have internally as well. So the why. Why did we need to deliver BIM to FM? Well, it's a PPP form of contract, so it's a design, build, finance and operate, and we are probably the only organisation in Ireland that lives entirely in that space, whole life cycle. So BAM PPP, we have to raise the money for it, we have to design it, build it, finance it and operate it over a 25-year period. So if we get it wrong, we have to live with the consequences of that. So you can imagine we had a serious need to really deliver these facilities to the highest level and make them pay for us. They are occupied by approximately 3,000 students annually. Needless to say, this is the type of thing you'd expect within a school. Through no fault of their own, they're hardly the most caring individuals when it does come to a facility. So it's a serious need. An awful lot of other PPPs, you know, a motorway, you expect cars to wear away at the road. Medical facilities, they'll be tough as well, but schools are quite tough. They're very, very busy, very, very active. The bell goes, things get kicked around the place, the kids leave. So from a porterage and maintenance point of view, it's extremely challenging for us. And these facilities have to operate the same on the last day, 25 years from now, as they do on the first day as well. Otherwise, we get penalised quite significantly financially. So, you know, at best you get this, at worst you get that. And you know, busy, really active facilities. They're great facilities to be in. This is a slide some of you may have seen before, kind of ties in neatly with some of Russell's slides as well. Typically, when you look at data transfer in an old school approach, this is what you would normally see from a client. And to be honest with you, you're probably lucky if you get this much involvement with a client at all. But you'll note that we do have, you know, quite a significant amount of up and down. They come into the play, they go out of the play, etc., etc. Then, of course, comes contractor. You expect to see quite a significant amount of interaction during the construction phase, disappears at handover stage. And then, last but certainly not least, you have FM operations who come into play at handover, and between themselves and the client throughout the operation of the facility, you're trying to transfer data, you know, depending on different needs that arise within the facility. So there are identified gaps. Russell mentioned the gaps. There certainly are gaps and an awful lot of pinch points. So like any good, you know, data process, we're going to try and smooth that curve. That's what BAM try and do. So with BAM's, you know, BAM to FM approach, we have consistent presence from our client, the PPP co. We have reasonably consistent presence from BAM building. They will naturally dissipate after handover. And we go absolutely crazy intense on the soft landings approach. Our FM company are in from day one when we're bidding these projects. So right when we started to tender these projects, we would have had our FM company involved, and they would have been influencing our bid submissions from a life cycle point of view, etc., etc. So dramatically reduced interfacing, far less data loss. That's the plan. So what did we do on SB4? We did a huge amount of digital construction. That was business as usual for BAM. We went out, we delivered it, BAM building, gleaned great benefits from delivering BIM, level 2 BIM on schools bundle 4. It worked really, really well. We were very satisfied with the outcome. BAM building made its money and can walk away. But throughout that process, without really realising it, BAM building were also capturing an enormous amount of information for BAM FM, which is only right. Because in any construction project, you will step in, generate information. The problem is maintaining it and capturing it in a way that you can, the old analogy of throwing it over a wall, that it's like a baton race where it's easily handed over and there's far less data loss. So we have a fairly substantive enterprise agreement with a leading vendor, Autodesk, and we fully intended to use that to its absolute maximum on this project and make them work hard for the hard-earned money we were putting across them as well. So we had mobile devices capturing data on site, so the right people, the right time, capturing the right information. We had to use laser scanning. Anyone who's not using laser scanning is not producing validated BIM. In the first instance, it's extremely important. You've got to have progressive laser scanning. We invested heavily in human resourcing around that. We have an incredible geospatial department, one we're quite proud of. We're obviously using BIM 360 Field for construction delivery, for QA, QC, health and safety, etc., etc. And we're already QR coding the facility anyway. That's just business as usual. So when we run checklists during construction delivery, that was already active. So it made a huge amount of sense for us to take that to the next level and really, get some bang for our buck with the information that has been developed within these models. So we moved on. So Project Athena, as it was known, 14 months of development, direct development with BAM and Autodesk on the Building Ops product. We're incredibly proud of this. It was just our VDC department in Ireland and our FM team in Ireland who developed this product directly with Autodesk. This product is now market ready. The one that's in the market is not the same one that we have. You won't be surprised to hear that. But it's an incredible product and it's worked really, really well. So BIM, Building Ops can seamlessly transfer information from BIM 360 Field into a CAFM system. So it's not just a pretty face, it's an extremely powerful tool. And we talk a bit more about that now in a second. It's based off the HTML5 interface, so it's mobile ready on any device. One of the first things that we kind of discussed with the vendor was the fact that this device here is what's going to make a difference in my information delivery. Nothing other than that would suffice. So on this device here, I can access Building Ops right now. And I can put this device in the hand of anybody, they probably have their own anyway, and they can access the facilities information within our buildings. So it's really, really widely available. There are apps on iPhones, which is even better again, but if you don't have an iPhone, it's a web address and you're in. So the interface modifies itself to suit. All the information that we captured during construction, during commissioning, everything about every asset will go through. We had to use COBE data to cleanse, to cleanse the information that was within our models. That was something that was a surprise to us at the time. We thought we were going to be able to do it without it, but the reality was we had to. We were quite happy to, and it was a tremendous learning curve that we went through. Michael O'Brien is nodding his head there. We know the pain that exists when trying to, produce compliant COBE. It's quite an undertaking. So every bit of really quality data that we produced, photographs, drawings that were being used by the construction delivery team, anyway, when we hit the button, it transfers itself across into Building Ops. Really, really powerful stuff. Some simple analytics here. BAM built schools bundle 3 as well, which was 8 number of schools within a 14-month period as well. So they're pretty much identical in terms of how they were delivering. So we have really good metrics to compare and contrast one facility against the other and one project against another. On schools bundle 3, it would have taken us 4 months to populate our CAFM system for the schools, to give you an idea of the time involved. That little green dot you see in the bottom right-hand corner is how long it took us to populate the information within our CAFM systems on Building Ops. It was less than 2 minutes, if even. So we didn't have a gap. The gap was gone. So enormous human resourcing, time saved there. Really, really clever. We were very happy with that. Times to log a task, typically to log a task, an issue within Skills Bundle 3, nearly 3 minutes. Bear in mind, we had 8,500, tasks logged within 2015. 31 seconds now. This has been so successful for BAM, we have actually moved our entire platform within SP3 onto Building Ops as well. So we made a decision that this is the right way to go for us. We have a long road ahead with these schools. A very simple example here, accessing technical data. It could take up to 6 minutes on our FSI system previously. It now takes less than half a minute to access technical data through QR coding and having a mobile phone. So it's about following that KISS principle. We try to keep it simple. The interface is simple. People interact with it. They want to interact with it. It's available to them on their mobile device. So we're not producing a confusing, difficult to access, training required type system. Really good information that we had from construction stage followed straight through into our delivery stage. So when did we do it? The 4th of November 2015. That's how epic, that's the moment that happened there. We had to photograph it, of course. So it's a year old, it's a baby. 12 months of data we have within operations. And we are incredibly proud of that. It was a tremendous, I'm actually getting a Skype call here. Let's close that quickly. It was a tremendous achievement. And that's what it boils down to, a guy sitting at a desk hitting a button. And that's how simple it was for us. From a lessons learned point of view, we understood ourselves that our supply chain is a huge, huge thing for us. So when it comes to our supply chain, the more we put in, the more we're going to get out. And, our supply chain and SP4, we're excellent. We know there's always room for improvement from ourselves and for them as well. So 2017 is a big year for BAM and supply chain. That's what it's going to be all about. But I suppose the most important thing for us really at the end of it all was that sense of achievement, which we've all kind of witnessed last weekend as well. A bit of a global first. First time ever that Building Ops had a commercial transfer of data. And it was done, I hate to say, in Tipperary, of all places, but there you go. But it's important to have these types of moments and projects. And that's what we're all in this industry for, is to have a moment when you sit down as a team and you feel like you've achieved something. So, in public, I want to thank the BAM team who assisted us in delivering that. It wouldn't have been possible without these people. They're a great team, and they work very, very hard. So, from me to them, thank you very much for your time and energy. And, I hope that all other projects moving forward can have that moment when they feel like they've really achieved something, because I know we did an SP4. So thank you very much.